seeing a group of guys, seeing the cars what was there at the same place. Got my gun. Told my mate wind the window down. When the windows come down, I just aimed at one of the cars. Grazed the first person's neck, lodged in the second person's neck. Childhood, you know what? It's kind of mixed emotions in terms of childhood. My mum was great. She's wicked. Did all she could, worked 2 jobs. Due to the circumstances, did the best she could. That kind of, I think that cemented the way I kind of interact and speak to people. I think that's a reflection of my mother, to be honest with you. The man who I was raised in the household with up until 9, that was a little bit different. I witnessed a lot of domestic violence. My mum used to get beat every day, every single day, more or less. In my household, like the things I was kind of exposed to. I've seen my mother get set on fire, stuff like that. I've seen her have her nose broken multiple times. What it did was in the kitchen. She was smoking a fag. She'll hate me for saying that. She doesn't smoke now, should I say, as well. So yeah, she was smoking a fag at the time to try and like escape kind of thing. She put the fag on the side. He'd got the pan was on the chip gas stove type of thing, and that was on. That's where she got the light from the cigarette. It poured terps all over her first. So poured terps all over in front of us then. Got the fag and like flicked the fag on her. That's where my kind of my anger stemmed from. Cause like he used to always try and force me to fight, like force me to box and stuff like that. So I became the total of opposite. And that's where a lot of my problems kind of like stem from. When I went more reserved and within myself, we used to be walking around on eggshells, was frightened of him. The police kind of coming round to our home and not doing nothing, not doing a thing. Should have black eyes, unrecognizable. That's the main thing every time I used to go to school, all I used to think about in school was, I'm going to go home one day and my mum's going to be dead kind of thing. She's not going to be there. And that's all I used to think about in school. I don't know, had a whole impact on everything, the way I used to think, no trust in people, like I said, trust in people and authority. That's what it went into, an authoritative kind of sense then. People in authority, I don't trust you. I was a very happy child. First, bubbly, full of life, full of personality, a bit of a showboat type of thing. And then after that, as soon as the domestic violence started, I'd kind of withdrawn and gone within myself then. I'd rarely speak. Expression-wise, you'd rarely get a smile out of me. It kind of came out in aggressive ways when I felt threatened or felt somebody was trying to speak to me a certain way. So like I felt I was being disrespected or something like that. I was good in terms of classes, stuff like that. In breaks, if it weren't football, it was just getting into like stupid situations, like fighting, or if one of the teachers tried to discipline me in a certain way, just rebel. Always felt like I was being the scapegoat in school, always being pointed out to be the bad person. Even if I was in most of the situations I found myself in, I was actually defending myself because it was that suppressed aggression. I'd go too far. So I ended up like breaking two lads' noses. A guy in the year above me used to do karate. He's asking me for a fight. I'm saying, nah, like, I'm not even interested, stuff, I've got to think about my little sister to take home later on, stuff like that. I'm just thinking about all them type of things. So it kind of pushed me. So when he's pushed me, I've hit him once and broke his nose. Then from that's when you get a reputation. And in the school, then you can defend yourself, and so, then it stemmed from there. That's where all that type of stuff kind of stemmed from. Then when I was around about 10, 11, that's when my mum got an injunction out on the man I was raised around then. From there, went into the first year of secondary school. the same behaviors, same traits, same things followed, got excluded. So I was out of school for the whole of the second year then. At the time, there was a lot of racial tension in the town. It had a lot of like old school, people stuck in the ways type of thing, prejudice, racism, so forth. So from that, I just felt a lot more comfortable being in the second school I was in. Again, ended up getting into fights. From there, got excluded again. As soon as I got excluded, then a second time from a second school, no school in the whole of the town then would take me on or accept me. So from there, I ended up going to college and trying to catch up on the schoolwork in college. Same thing happened again. Ended up fighting, gets excluded from kicked out of the college. That's when a bit of the persecution complex started to kick in. I was just like, F the system, no, F the system. You know, college there, please. I was lost, totally lost. Didn't know who I was. And it's all about emotions, weren't it, really? So I would hide and suppress my emotions even more with weed. Started smoking around about 15. At that time, that's when it's like, right, money. That's when I got like around selling bits and bats of weed here and there. Then that's when you're getting into that kind of criminal. You don't realize it. It's just everybody else is doing it. That's what the older lads are doing. That's how I don't want to feel embarrassed asking my mum for money. I'm going to sell a little bit of weed so I can buy some food. It weren't for anything glamorous. It was just to buy food or be able to afford my own trainers or something, no small things like that. So I could take a girl to McDonald's or so, you know, you're 14, 15, just things like that. Take the girl to the cinemas, to the pictures, things like that. My mum used to work in a shopping centre. So did the same person what she's got an injunction order out on now. I'm still picking up my sister and my little brother at this time as well now from school, taking them to my mum after she finishes work. What happens with that is I have to walk past his place of work as well. We're not allowed to see him or speak to him either. Causes tension. The head security guard in that place, he was friends with him. The way he used to speak to me, problems. So I get into fights with the security. I'd gone in one day and again, he was just trying to threaten me, trying to talk to me a certain way. So at that time, I went and went and bought a knife from the market. Went straight back into the precinct and stabbed him in his shoulder. So from that's where I got my first sentence. I'm not trying to justify anything. Yeah, same security guard. He was giving myself and my mum grief for years. So that was my kind of like how I justified that crime was I was just pissed. I'd had enough of him trying to kind of bully myself, and the way he used to try and speak to my mum in front of me as well. So I always used to say it as well, I'm going to protect my mum, I'm going to protect myself. And that's how I seen it at that time. I think I only got 4 months, so I wasn't there for too long. Looking at the circumstances, the situation, the build up, they actually understood that luckily it was a wound. It wasn't, it didn't punch or anything. It was just the intent. I'm kind of grateful that the way they kind of looked at it and approached it at the time. I didn't learn much because I went back when I was 17. So the first time, the only thing I can actually remember is people saying, "Oh, you're a bit more calmer now." It was the second time what really made the impact. That's when I really experienced prison, because it was juvies but wise. But I went to Hinley this time, so it was the first time I'd been exposed to a wing. My first time in prison, it was more like Spurs. I went to Stoke-Heath and Lancaster. In fact, I went to Lancaster Farms as well. So that was the first time I actually seen a wing. But yeah, when I went to Hinley, after there, I went to a place called Castington up north. People always used to say, "Oh, if they send you to Castington, it's to punish you. It's because you've done, you know." And I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, obviously I must have pissed someone off. Jail's a little bit different now, But them times there was a lot of racism still. And I've gone onto the wing, locked behind my door. All I'm hearing is monkey chants and you know, things, stuff like that. So again, when the doors open in the morning, I've still got a bit of a chip. I've still got aggressive. I'm still young. I'm still 17. I'm saying at the night, whoever's saying that, say it to my face. You know, as soon as the doors open, say it to my face. So the door's been open in the mornings. You know, it weren't me. No, everyone's just saying it weren't them. So I'm like, now it was like a psychological game. So I'm thinking, where have they brought me? Yeah, what's this? See my other mate, what came with me at the time on another wing, is saying, this jail, man, we need to get out of here. We're just gonna end up fighting, man. And what was mad is all the prisoners was actually being nice. It was only when we went behind the doors. And then from there, I'm saying to my yacht worker at the time, my youth worker, get me out of here. It's just racist, this, that, the other. And I was struggling psychologically with it. So what happened was, I've gone to education one day. Again, it may be certain traits what I've got, what haven't come through. I'm not on no spectrum, or, you know, I've gone through a lot of kind of things. And at that time there, I'm in education, and there's just noise in education, and the same thing. I end up saying to a guy, look, I'm trying to concentrate on this thing, yeah. And I ended up just going mad at him. Just didn't get violent, anything like that. The teachers called the prison staff. The prison staff have come, escorted me to my cell. Then got to the cell, and my door's already open. When my door was open, there was an officer stood at the end of my cell. One officer either side of me, what escorted me anyway. Then another officer in my cell. As soon as I've took a step into the cell, my legs come right up, get swept right from under me. So from there, end up being like 4 officers, like trying to restrict. I'm not even trying to like fight against them or anything. They've took me kind of like by surprise. Anyways, it was just start hitting me. Did it? Yeah, all that. So what happened is they left the neighbor opposite me, ironically, was from the same town as me as well, and they left his visor flap open. And he's gone, Wes, don't worry. He's gonna see in everything. You know, if you need anything, anyone to help or thingy, then I've got you. Don't worry. You know, disgusting what they've just done. I've gone down the block. Once I've gone down the block, same thing again. Monkey chants, the lot. You could hear it blatantly. I've gone inside the governor's room. He said, right, we're gonna, you know, you're going to get charged for this, for the situation, what happened in the... I said, what are you talking about? I've just been attacked by your officers. And I said, furthermore, your prison's fucking racist as well. He's saying, the prison's not racist. I'm saying, listen, even when we're talking, the monkey chants was going on when we're talking. He said, I can't hear a thing. I thought, oh, shit. I'm stuck here. Anyway, long story short, I ended up speaking to my yacht worker again. Told her the circumstances. I can't remember if she even got the evidence from the person what was opposite me. All I know is within the next day, they shipped me to an open conditions jail to Farm Cross then. Open conditions, more responsibility. It was more or less semi-open at the time, but it was for juveniles and YOYs at that time. As soon as I kind of got released from that prison then, and I've gone home, it kind of opened my eyes a bit to the reality of now you've kind of just experienced, you know, prison.